Good morning. Welcome to Ask Ashley. We have been doing these every Thursday for the month of March and now the month of April. So every Thursday this month at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be going live for Ask Ashley, where you guys can ask me your crochet business questions and I will answer them to the best of my ability or try to point you in the correct direction if I am unable to answer them appropriately. Thank you for everyone who's tuning in live and everyone who is watching the replay. I hope you learned something in this lesson that will change your business for the better, give you some motivation, some fire, some inspiration, some good ideas, some light bulb moments. These are all the things that we want to happen. So I'd like to encourage you to grab a sheet of paper or get out your notes app on your phone or something and jot down anything that comes to your mind while I'm speaking. It might not have anything to do with what I'm actually saying, but you might get an idea that might be the next thing that you needed to take your business and just like take it to the next level, right? So get ready to write some stuff down. Excuse me. And take some notes. We are going to jump right into the questions. If you have a question, just ask it in the comments. Sierra is hanging out with me. If she responds in the comments, it will show up as me, but it is Sierra. They won't let us change the names. I don't know why, but she'll be providing support. I got to sneeze. Oh, she will be providing support for us throughout this live. And if you ask questions, she will put them in the questions folder and then I will be able to see them and I will be able to answer them. So here we go. First one is from LID Crochet. Where are these sneezes coming from? Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. How do I get my business out there? I've started crochet for a business starting this year. LID's Crochet, that is a question that I could spend an entire year answering. That one does not have a quick answer, but I do have a bunch of resources that will help you. Go to my YouTube and click the live tab and watch all of the Ask Ashleys. There are timestamps in the captions so you can see, or in the description so you can see which questions are answered and at what time. So you will be able to skim through them if you need to. You can also change the speed and listen to them faster than my regular speak if you want to just listen faster. I do that a lot. And I have multiple videos on my platform. The monthly overviews would be very helpful for you because it will tell you how to do well in each month. And you just need to start taking in all of this information. There is not a specific path that I can send you down. You just need to start taking in as much information as you can and making small steps and tweaks and applying that information as you go. Thank you for your question. Thank you for being here. Kelsey said, Crochet Boss Academy student here. I am using Facebook as a secondary social media account for my business. What resources would you recommend for me to learn about doing Facebook well? Kelsey, I have 0 resources for how to do Facebook well. I have multiple resources for how to do Instagram well, like the IG Crash Course that is inside of the 2023 content calendar, which is a freebie on my blog. You can go to craftyconcept.com/content calendar to grab that freebie. The IG Crash Course is in there. We also talk about a lot of Instagram stuff inside of Module 5, and Kelsey is inside of Crochet Boss Academy, so she has access to Module 5. A lot of that information will transfer over to all social media accounts. Speaking to your ideal customer, hook meet, call to action, those things will flood over to all social media accounts, no matter which one you are on. My best tip would be to use the platform as a user would, not a business owner. Go in as a person and see what's happening. See what things are getting lots of comments. See what types of posts are getting likes or shares even, and then replicate that for your business. So if you see that funny memes are getting a lot of shares, how can you make a funny meme that makes sense for your ideal customer? So if your ideal customer is a breastfeeding mom, and you crochet things for new moms like baby bibs, burp cloths, passy holders, things like that. And breastfeeding is a part of your brand. Like you're a breastfeeding advocate. Your ideal customer is a breastfeeding advocate. That's a part of your brand. Maybe you find a meme that shows 2-size watermelons and it says something funny about it, but then you say, when you've gone 3 hours without nursing, because breastfeeding moms would know what that means. Like, you got a big watermelon and a small watermelon, right? They would know what that means. They think that's funny. So if you can find a trending or popular thing, I can't even remember what's going on right now. Usually, like after the Grammys or the Oscars, there's some popular things. When a new Netflix show comes out, there's some popular things. But if you can take a popular thing and tweak it to make sense for your business, that would do well on Facebook, because I think memes and stuff do well on Facebook. So you're just going to have to do some research and development where you just watch, be a fly on the wall, see what's happening, and see how you can do the same thing in your business. You want to be consistent, because consistency is key no matter what you're doing in your business. And that doesn't mean every day. Whatever consistent looks like for you, you can do that schedule. You want to be active, responding to comments, answering your messages. I'm really bad at answering my Facebook messages. But you want to do everything that you would do on your other social media platforms, but also on Facebook. And then it's a long game. You got to keep doing it, and something will take off eventually. But you got to just keep doing it, because my Facebook stuff is not stellar, especially inside of the Ashton Tay Crochet Facebook group. A couple, like maybe about a year and a half ago, things changed a lot in that group, like the underlying tone. And so half the people in there don't even know who I am. And it's my Facebook group, so it's weird. But that's it. Just, you have to be consistent. You have to keep showing up even when nobody knows who you are. I'll post things in there that'll get 3 likes, and there's 11,000 people in there. And that's just how it works sometimes. And then eventually you can decide if that's worth your time or not. There's some things that I'm going to be letting go. For example, I just was on the phone with Sierra, and we are not doing Stitches Be Crazy anymore because they do not do well on YouTube. And I need to put my time and energy into things that do well, that have a bigger return on my investment. So sometimes you need to let things go, and sometimes you need to push into those things to make them do better. So you just have to use your own heart and mind path and see which one works best for you and your business. Rhonda says, where do you save all your photos and videos for your business? Do you pay extra somewhere? Yes, I do, Rhonda, and I highly recommend it. This is the most peace-giving thing I have ever purchased for my business and for my family. I pay for Google Photo storage. I have a terabyte, I think, and when that's full, I will buy another terabyte, and I will do that for the rest of my life happily, because my photos get synced automatically every single day. When my phone gets full, I can delete stuff with peace, knowing they are backed up to Google. I'd like to have extra peace, knowing that every now and then I back up everything off of Google to something physical, like a gigantic hard drive, but I'm not currently doing that, but I could do that if I wanted to. Because they're saved to Google on Google Photos. I can search. If I'm looking for one of my backpack patterns, pictures of my backpack patterns that I did in 2018, I can type backpack into Google Photos and it will find them for me. If I'm looking for the lion stuffy, I can type lion and it will find them for me. I can type yarn or crochet and it will just show me everything. It's very, very helpful. You can search by places, times, years. If I'm trying to find pictures of the lemon pillow pattern, I go to my blog, see what day I released the lemon pillow pattern, and then I go to that month inside of my Google Photos and I can find everything that I need there, because you need to be promoting your stuff all the time and reusing videos and pictures that you've already taken, so you can save time and energy and still use those things to continue moving the needle in your business. And I will pay for Google Photos for the rest of my life. And then I will inherit it to Ava so that she can continue, because it is the most convenient thing in the world. And I'm an Apple person, and I still really recommend Google Photos. Hands down. Best thing ever. You can also look at just videos. If you're trying to create a reel and you need some B-roll of different video footage things, you can grab them. It's very, very handy. I love it forever. Thank you for your question. Tara says, I've been scared to commit to a color palette. What if someone says the famous words, do you have it in this color? So Tara, you're going to build your business around your ideal customer, the person who would love the colors that you offer. You will also attract other people, not just your ideal customer. My ideal customer are crocheters who sell their finished pieces, but I also attract designers and I also attract crochet hobbyists. I still speak directly to finished piece sellers. The hobbyists and the designers know to just not listen when I'm speaking directly to my ideal customer. But when my ideal customer hears me speak, they know that I'm serving her well because that's who I've built my business around. You will serve the people who like the color palette that you offer. And if someone says, hey, can I get it in purple? You have the decision to say, yes, I'd love to do that for you. Or sorry, we don't have purple right now and I'm not taking custom orders. You get to choose as the business owner. And if you want to take custom orders as part of your business model, you're welcome to do that. You can say, yes, I'd love to make it for you in purple. Let me make you a custom listing and I'll get that started for you as soon as the payment processes. Easy peasy. But we are not going to give everybody 6,000 options because then you will get no sales. But you are welcome to accommodate those who ask for extra options. Good question, Tara. Lots of people ask that question. Next one, do you recommend sending freebies with orders? I'm starting to make crafty facial rounds and thought about sending sample. Absolutely. If you are selling crafty facial rounds, putting one as a freebie in your higher priced orders, like maybe if they spend $50, they get one. You know what I mean? Make sure it's worth it profit margin wise. But absolutely, because the chances of them buying a set after they see one is greater, right? Because with online shopping, we can't touch things. We can't try things out first. We have to just look at the pictures and videos and hope that that's sufficient. So if you send one in and use some very good packaging, like let them know that this is a crafty facial round, how to take care of it, what it's good for, and where they can find them in your shop. Maybe even give them a coupon code for just crafty facial rounds. Say if you love it and you want to buy a pack, here's 10% off just for you as a thank you for being a return customer. And you can set it up on Etsy where only the crafty facial rounds work for that coupon code. And then also you can track and see how many people are using that coupon code, because that means your freebies are working. And if after like 6 months to a year, even, because you need to get all of the seasons, right? Some things are seasonally, and nobody's using that coupon code, then you'll see it's not worth the time for you to do that. And then you can stop doing that or tweak to something else. I think freebies are a great way to make small businesses separate from big businesses. Freebies and handwritten thank you notes go a very long way, especially when they're ideal customer specific. So if your ideal customer is a mom of young kids and you sell, or if your ideal customer is a woman and she likes to buy accessories, but you know she has kids, like that's how you built her. You don't sell kids things, you sell women's things, but you speak to women who are moms in your marketing and your memes and all the things. You could send something for her kids in the package. So a coloring sheet with 2 crayons, some candy, if you want to be careful about allergies, stickers, tattoos, little trinkets for kids to have, just as a thank, because you know that mom has kids and you know that they love their kids. So when they see their kids happy, that is going to do more for her emotionally than when she sees herself be happy. For most women, not all women. I am not one of those women generally, but I do like to see Ava happy. But some moms like it more than me, if that makes sense. Very, very maternal people. So if you add freebies for their children, it's going to make them emotional. And when they are emotional, they are going to like you more and they are going to follow you on social media. They're going to shout you out to your people. They're going to say, I just bought these house slippers from this company and they sent these stickers for my kids. I love when companies go above and beyond like that. I will be shopping with 10 out of 10 recommend. And they will give you a shout out on social media and they will tag you and they will hopefully give you a 5-star review. All these good things will happen because you made them feel emotional. Doesn't matter what emotion it is, as long as it's not angry, right? And then they share it. And it's because you gave something for their kids. And that has happened to me before. Donna of 3 a.m. Grace Designs has sent me stuff before. She sent me one of her unicorn yarn bowls. It's in my barn. I need to go get it. Give it a place here now that we're in the new home. But she gave me one of her unicorn yarn bowls and she sent some candy for Ava because she knew that I had a child, and Ava was ecstatic. They were Laffy Taffy. I remember exactly what it was. And this was probably 4 years ago. It was yellow and pink Laffy Taffy, and Ava, it made her face light up. She was so happy. And Donna was sending me the yarn bowl for free in exchange for promotions on social media and YouTube. And she went above and beyond for a free thing and sent Ava something as well. It happens all the time. I have guest posters on my blog every month and they send me the finished piece This one was the most recent one. This one was also one. This one was also one. This one was also one. Those carrots was also one. This was the most recent one. This was from Corey, and this pattern is now free on my blog, and Corey designed it. Oh, and this one is from August Rainbow, I think. And sometimes, not these women, but that's okay. I'm not calling them out. It's not all the time, but sometimes my guest posters will also send things for Ava, very small things like a sticker. Taylor does it almost every time she sends me a sweatshirt. She sends something for Ava, and it makes Ava so happy, and that makes me happy. So if you did that for your ideal customer, it's going to give you good juice in their eyes, if that makes sense. Good question, Tara. Samantha says, do you know anyone who writes up or helps write up patterns for people? Nope. Samantha, I have no idea. That would be a cool niche, though. Pattern designer for hire. And then you give them your designs, and then they write it up for you. That would be a cool service for someone in our community to provide. But I don't know if anybody does that. Hang on, I'm going to ask a friend real quick. Just a second. And then, but I don't off the top of my head, but that doesn't mean it's not out there. You could keep asking around. You can ask inside of Facebook groups and see if anybody there would be interested in, I don't know if you're planning on selling the pattern and getting the rights to it, or if you just want them to write it up so you could make and sell the finished thing and they get to keep the pattern. It would depend on your whole setup there. But let me check the comments here. Sorry, Cheryl. Nobody be watching Stitches Be Crazy. Yeah, Rhonda says Taylor and Sierra have a pattern writing course, and they do. So Samantha wants someone to write the pattern for her so she can sell the pattern. So Samantha, I just reached out to Sierra. She is a virtual assistant for hire. She's my virtual assistant, and she works for me regularly all the time. She's not just she's always mine. But we're open to sharing her for other tasks, and she would be open to potentially writing a pattern for you, and then you pay her to write the pattern, and then you get to keep the pattern to sell or whatever. If you wanted to do that, Sierra could do it, and other virtual assistants could do it as well. If you wanted to reach out in the community, say, hey, I'm looking for a virtual assistant that can take this design for me and make it a professional looking pattern so I can sell it in my shop. You could reach out to people for that. You could reach out to Sierra or other people, or if you wanted to learn how to do it yourself, you could check in to their course. And here is a link for their course, themakersoffice.com, and check out their pattern writing course and learn yourself how to do it. And then you'll be able to do it over and over and over again, anytime that you want to. So something to think about. You're welcome, Samantha. Yeah, I wanted to ask her before I said Sierra might want to do it. So I texted her first just to make sure. Need some Z's. Me too, sister. I do crocheting and amigurumi, and I'm thinking of starting to sell on Etsy, but also on Facebook Marketplace or other sites. How do I price things when starting out? Other advice for beginners to sell. So I would recommend, if you are planning on selling online and you do not have your own off Etsy e-commerce site, I would recommend opening an Etsy shop ASAP, and I would recommend funneling every single person through that Etsy shop. I would not do any sales off of Etsy if I did not have an off Etsy site separate from Etsy, like your own e-commerce site, like through Shopify or WooCommerce or whatever. If I didn't have one of those, I would send everybody through my Etsy shop. There's 6 billion reasons why I would do that. The first few is because organization, search engine optimization, search engine juice, showing up in searches, social proof, potential 5-star reviews, easy to be referred. I mean, there's a million things that I could keep listing, but I would funnel everybody through your Etsy shop. If you are on Facebook and you're saying, I sell these bears, link it to your Etsy shop. If you are at a market and you're set up at a table and they say, I'd like to buy more of these later. Can I have your phone number? You say, actually, here's my Etsy shop. I'd love to work with you. If you have someone text you and say, hey, I saw that you make bears. Can I get that brown one? Absolutely. Here's a link to it in my Etsy shop. Everybody goes through your Etsy shop because it's going to help you in a billion ways. And if you don't believe me or think I'm lying, feel free to message me and I will try to explain it to you in detail, but it will help you immensely start your business if you are at the very beginning. When it comes to pricing, I do not have a resource for you. Lots of people use formulas or Excel spreadsheets, and they say this is the only way to price your items appropriately. That is not true. Everybody is different. Everybody's why is different. Everybody's ideal level of success is different. Everybody's ideal customer is different. If two women go to a craft show in their small town and they both sell Claire bun beanies, and one woman sells them for $5 and one woman sells them for $30, neither woman is wrong. Neither woman is shady. Both women are doing what they think works best for them, their ideal customer, their ideal level of success. The $5 woman is probably just trying to get her yarn money back. Maybe crocheting is her form of therapy and it keeps her from sinking into a deep depression. So she just charges them for $5 because it's for her mental health and the health of the people she loves that are around her in her vicinity, like her family. The $30 beanie lady is trying to build a business. She is trying to support her family financially. She is trying to get her stuff in stores or on Kim Kardashian's head. I don't know. They have different whys. Both are right. Both are good. Neither is affecting the other one. A person that buys a $5 beanie is not the same person that buys a $30 beanie. I do not buy $1,500 purses. I make my own purses. I have a few purses that I've purchased, but they're very old. I don't even remember the last time I bought an actual purse. That's not a good example. I need to give some. So some people spend $200 on face cream. I spend $13 on face cream. Both face creams are good. Both people who buy face cream are good. I just buy $13. That doesn't mean the $200 face cream is ripping people off. That doesn't mean people who buy $200 face cream is stupid. It doesn't mean that I'm stupid because I don't know the value of good face cream. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that I like $13 face cream and there are companies that sell $13 face cream and therefore they serve me. And the opposite is true for the $200 face cream people. Both are good, both are right, both are fine. You need to choose prices for your ideal customer and your ideal level of success and your why. And don't worry about what anyone else says or does. And make sure that you are in the green. You want to make money. If you are in a business, you want to make money. You want to have a profit. Also, you want to make sure, this is something that I don't think a lot of people focus on. And Gabe and I were trying to build an Excel spreadsheet for it, and it's a little techie, and it confuses me. But anyway, you want to make sure when you list you have multiple products, you want to make sure you're making the same profit margin on multiple across the board. So if it takes you 45 minutes to make a Claire bun beanie and you sell them for $30 and it costs you $2.50 in material, how does that compare to a Claire cowl, which is like a scarf thing, that costs you double the time and double the amount of money to make it? So the profit should be double the price, right? So your profit margins are the same. Time and investment, like monetary investment and time investment. You want your profit margins to be the same, because if you do not do that, you will be working harder, not smarter. You can either do 2 Claire bun beanies or 1 cow in the same amount of time. So you need to make sure you're making the same amount of money for both. And if you can't do that, if you can't price your cows high enough, drop the cows. Just do Claire bun beanies, something like that. Make sure your profit margins are the same across multiple products. Also, last tip for pricing, it's okay to start low. It's okay to start low. People are going to say, oh, that's handmade. You need to charge a premium. I give this example inside of Crochet Boss Academy. I don't think I have any here at the ready. I wish I did. But when I first started my business, I was making see that chicken and that bunny hidden behind back there? Stuffies. I was making stuffies. And my stuffies were not good. I was using an H hook with number 4 worsted weight yarn. My stuffies were very holy. You could see the polyfill through all of them. My pieces that were sewn on were very sloppy because I didn't know what I was doing. I was learning and I was having a good time. So I was selling them at a price point that reflected my skill at the time. That's okay. Just because it's handmade doesn't mean it's good. You will get better. You will always get better. The more you do something, the better you will get, always. I will be better in 2 years than what I am right now crocheting, always. That's just how it works. The more you practice, the better you get. There's no way around that. So it's okay to start low and then raise your prices the moment you see that you need to, which would mean you are getting a lot of sales. If you are getting a lot of sales, regular sales, or something's blowing up, raise your prices. You don't ever want to lower your prices. That sets bad psychology in the mind of your people. If you lower them, you are spitting in the face of everybody who paid full price already. And if nobody paid full price already, but they saw that you had $30 beanies and now you have $25 beanies, they're going to say, she didn't even value her own work. Why should I buy those? It's bad psychology all around. Don't ever lower your prices. Raise them when necessary. It's okay to start low. When you're first starting your business and you're first building out, you need to get your name out there. You need to get your beanies on heads. You can exchange for shout outs. You can exchange for anything that you want, and that's okay. Other people will tell you you're devaluing your work. You need to charge a premium, blah, 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 blah. That's not true. If you're trying to build a business, Jasmine Starr has a multi-million-dollar business. She is a renowned, at least in America, I don't know about the world, photographer. That's how she started her business. She was a photographer. She made millions of dollars as a photographer. When she first started her photography business, she shot weddings for free. Weddings now, I think at the end of her photography career was like $8,000, $10,000, $17,000. That's how much she was charging for weddings. But when she started, she did them for free because she got to build her portfolio. She got to get referrals. She got to rub elbows with the right people. She also offered her services as a second shooter to other popular photographers that were charging good money for weddings. She's like, I will be your second shooter for free, because she knew the value of shadowing these experts and watching them work in real time and listening from them and learning from them. She did it for free. It's okay to do that at the beginning of your business journey. You do not have to do it that way, but if that's what makes sense for you, it's okay to do that, and your business will prosper because of it. So keep that in mind. Okay, we did that one. Advice on tags on this Etsy. You mean like keyword tags, Katie? You want to use searchable phrases, things people would search when looking for the thing that you sell. So amigurumi lion is not what they will be searching. Amigurumi is what we call jargon, which is industry speak that only industry people know. Regular people do not know amigurumi at all. So you do not want to say amigurumi lion unless you know people are searching that, because Justin Bieber got on TV and said that he has an amigurumi lion. And so then everybody runs to Etsy and looks for amigurumi lion. That's the only time. You want to look for lion stuffy, plush lion toy, squishy, or no, not squishy, probably won't be searching that. Soft lion snuggler, things like that. Do keyword research on Etsy. Go into the search box and start typing and see what it automatically generates for you. And then look at those keywords. If they make sense to the thing you're trying to sell, open up listings that show up first on the results page. Open them up. Look at their title. What kind of keywords are they using? Scroll all the way down to the bottom where there's like a bunch of dots, like circles with pictures. Look at those keywords. You can also use external third-party services like eRank, Sales Samurai. These are third-party Marma Lead, third-party Etsy apps or websites that you can use to do keyword research. You want to use searchable phrases. People do not go to Etsy and type in the word lion and hit enter if they are trying to buy a lion stuffy for their 2-year-old. They don't do that. So do not ever just use the word lion. That's not helpful, and that's a waste of your precious real estate that you have inside of your Etsy listing. Thank you for your question. Vonda says, I'm in Crochet Boss Academy. Can you explain how to ship internationally? Vonda, on Etsy, you just open yourself up. You say, yes, I want to ship worldwide. Then when you get a customer that is buying from Indonesia and you live in America, the thing that gets printed will be what you need it to be. Etsy will automatically give you the correct label. You might have to sign it and date it with like a pin or a Sharpie, stick it on the package, put it in your mailbox, raise the flags, and it will go to Indonesia. It is the easiest thing in the whole world. If you're worried about VAT or customs, Etsy does that. Etsy might say, hey, write this number on your package because we have already taken the customs from them. You don't want them to have to pay customs twice. And if they tell you to do that, it will be when you go to ship your shipping label, to say it right there. And then you say, okay, VAT 10WTYXT5V. And then that person who gets the package, the customs people know they've already paid customs for that. Etsy tells you exactly what to do and how to do it. And you just print the label, stick it to your package, put it in your mailbox, raise the flag, and it will magically show up in Indonesia. Very, very simple. Also calculated shipping, Vonda. We want to use calculated shipping so you know exactly how much to charge. You are not familiar with Indonesia, how much it's going to cost to ship to Indonesia. So you don't have to be. All you do is turn your thing on for calculated shipping, and Etsy will look at the weight and the size of your package and calculate it appropriately for the appropriate destination. Super simple. Sounds scary though, and it scared me too. Scared me to death. When I first opened my Etsy shop, I refused to ship internationally because I didn't know, so I just didn't do it. But then I had a friend on Instagram that was willing to be my guinea pig, and we tested it out, and it was the easiest thing I've ever seen. And now I ship internationally. I raised my prices on scrunchies because last year I was selling them like crazy. They have since slowed down on sales. Is that related to the price? Tara, there's no possible way to know for certain. The world is different this year than it was last year. Trends come and go. Claire bun beanies sales have gone down the toilet. People aren't buying messy bun beanies anymore. Trends come and go. Scrunchies were very popular in the 90s and before, I'm sure. We had them in the 90s as children. We wore them on our wrists. We wore them in our hair. They went away because they were ugly and bulky, and then they came back. It's going to happen all the time. Scrunchies, I feel like people are still wearing them. I still wear scrunchies because they're better for your hair than like elastics. And also you can promote them that way. You can say these are better for your hair than elastics. Did your hair fall out because of COVID and now you're trying to regrow your hair? Don't cut yourself off at the knees by using elastics. Use a scrunchie instead. This is going to be more protective for your hair. It's going to not pull your hair out as much. It's not going to not break off your ends as much as the elastics would. You could use that as part of your marketing. That's a way that's be seasonally appropriate because that is exactly what I'm doing. My hair fell out because of COVID last July, and I'm in the process of regrowing it. I don't know if you can tell, but like this right here has all kinds of baby hairs, and then this is like really thin. But my baby hairs are like this long, and they're all up in this top portion of my head. And so they're growing back. But I'm doing all these things, including never using an elastic ever again. I do not go to sleep with wet hair. I use biotin infused shampoo, which is not really good because it's making my ends look dry as all get out. I need to use something a little bit more moisturizing for my hair. But scrunchies and trends, everything comes and goes. Crop tops are cool. They will not be cool forever. They will come back, but they won't be. There will be a time when they're not cool anymore. Everything is in a trend, is in a wave. Because you raised your prices does not mean that's why they quit selling. Also, if you went from $5 to $10 and when you were at 5, you sold 2 scrunchies, but now you're at 10 and you only sold 1, you're making the same amount of money. Think of it that way. It's fine. You're working smarter, not harder. Now you make fewer scrunchies and make the same amount of money that you were making when you made more scrunchies. So think of it that way too. It's fine. It's fine that it's slowed down a little bit because you've raised your prices and you're still making the same amount of money. And you can also market your scrunchies on social media if you want to get more scrunchie sales. You have all kinds of means and opportunity to do that for free on social media and in your email list and on Pinterest. So keep that in mind as well. People need to know why they need the thing you sell. You need to tell them why it will raise their quality of life in some way, and tell them in a way that makes very perfect sense to them. If they have lost their hair due to COVID, tell them it's better for their hair. If they are all about the trends and they want to do what the celebrities are doing and they want people to think they're cool, show them a picture of Britney Spears with a scrunchie on her wrist and say, everybody's doing it. right? And then that person is going to want to buy your scrunchie. Sell your scrunchie in a way that makes sense to your ideal customer and serves her well, raises her quality of life, solves a problem, fills a need. That's what you want to do with every single product that you sell. And ideally, all of your products will serve the same ideal customer. Thank you for your question, Tara. That is all of them. And we're right at 10:34. So I think that's it, girls and boys. If we got any boys hanging out. Thanks for this. I keep hearing about premium pricing, but I don't want to start out that way. So nice to hear this. You are not alone, Dara. You are not alone. It is everywhere in our community and in handmade communities in general. If I can find that Jasmine Star video that I shared, where she talked about when she first started out, I will try to share it with you guys because it was very inspirational to me. Hey, Waynell. The Moxie Ram. Let me, Sierra, will you grab the confidence video and put it in the comments for me? The Moxie Ram, watch this video that Sierra is getting ready to link in the comments because it will help you immensely. Bookmark it, save it to your freaking dashboard if you have to. Listen to it whenever you are feeling uncertain, and it will help you. It is a mindset shift. Having a mindset shift will change your life, always. Okay, after Sierra does that, we will get ready to head out. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up live and engaging in the questions. Without you, I would not be able to do this. It would not be fun for me to be talking to Sierra. Me and her would be hanging out, but I would do it. I would show up till I blow up, right? I would do it. But thank you for being here, asking questions, giving me something to talk about. I will see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard. I'm sorry. Just kidding. That's what I say inside of Crochet Boss Academy. Inside of Crochet Boss Academy, we have lives almost every day. I will see you guys next Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For the rest of this month, we will be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can ask your questions up to 30 minutes in advance, and then they will be hanging out here waiting for me to answer them. You can watch the replays. You can watch all of the resources that I talked about at the beginning of this video to help you grow your business and reach your ideal level of success. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend eve. Friday Eve, and I will see you guys over on Instagram and next week, same time, same place. Have a good one.